We're about to get ready. Tip off very shortly. And this game, we've been waiting for it all week. We've been waiting for the Breakers to come home after that doomsday double and a trip to the Gold Coast. Both teams are 5-1 on the season, and we're underway, and both teams have lost to Perth in Western Australia. So the Breakers with a lot to prove against Wollongong, a 40-point drubbing at the hands of Perth, and the Wollongong Hawks have played very well of late, beating Melbourne. We have a whistle early. And Mika Vakona is called for his first foul.
Bit of a surprising call there. Larry Davidson looked a little bit off balance. Mika Vakona looked like he had the solid footing, but the outside ref thought he saw some contact and sends him to the line.
So Larry Davidson at the line.
Looks like the Hawks might feel they have a bit of advantage inside. First play of the game, go straight in at Mika, trying to get him in foul trouble. They know that the Breakers aren't quite as a good team when Mika's not on the floor.
So Davidson misses both, tipping the offensive rebound, and it's Thomas Abercrombie who takes control. Irving on Hanari, gives it to Wilkinson. Hanari posts up. Nice work there from Paul Hanari.
Looked like we have a design play there to try and get Gary Irvin into foul trouble. He's been the key to the Hawks this season. If he can get him into early foul trouble, if Paulie comes down, gets a great post up and just goes right to the basket. No choice but to foul him or give him the layup there.
Yep, Gary Irvin out of New York City. Played his college ball in Mississippi State. Transferred over to Arkansas. Bounced around the NBA Development League. Canada as well. He's ended up in Wollongong and he's taken the club on his shoulders. Scored the ball and dished out assist as well. So Hanari goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. It's early doors here at the North Shore Event Centre. Saville so important to this Wollongong Hawks team. Down low to Oscar Foreman, CJ Bruton on him. Wilkinson comes across. Ball movement, very, very good from the Hawks. It's a real feature. Irving, nice hands there from the veteran CJ Bruton. Over 400 games in the NBL. Hanari drives, dishes it out to Abercrombie. Rises up, back of the iron for him. Saville controls it. And Foreman's all alone downstairs. And they'll get it back.
Breakers trying to inflict that press defense on the Hawks tonight, trying to speed up the pressure, get them going up and down a little bit so they can play at their tempo.
So Foreman has Mika Vakona basically in his shorts. Saville with the ball up high. Abercrombie on him. Wilkinson picks him up. Good D from Gary Wilkinson. Moves his feet well. Drops it off to Saville. Nice play there from the Wollongong Hawks.
What a pass. Great behind the back look, and the Breakers looking for that switch in defense. Happy to get the switches, but the Wollongong Hawks punish it there.
Vakona looking for somebody. Finds CJ Bruton. Matt Campbell on him. Mika looks to post up Oscar Foreman. Goes right round him. Too easy for Mika Vakona.
And that's a matchup the Breakers are going to look to take a bit out of tonight. One of the reasons that Oscar Foreman was let go from the club was because they probably weren't happy with his defense, so they're probably going to go at him quite often tonight.
High perimeter defense from the Breakers tonight. Another nice inside pass, and Larry Davidson gets another bucket.
Getting punished on the switches on the on-ball screen right now. The Breakers seem to be happy with that, but giving up easy buckets under the basket.
So Abercrombie has the ball up high for the Breakers. Early lead for the Hawks. And we have a whistle. Basket does not count.
Don't know which one the Breakers would have wanted more there. The foul on Irvin, which is his second pretty earlier, or that three-point shot from Gary Wilkinson to get him going. But a big break for the Breakers, putting Irvin to the bench with his second foul.
So Gary Irvin takes a seat, and Tyson Demos, local product from Wollongong, comes into the game, and that is exactly what you said. Wanted to get a couple of cheap fouls quickly on Gary Irvin. Excuse me, Irvin. CJ puts the ball on the floor, behind the back, through the legs, step back, over Oscar Foreman, in and out. Good hands, lively hands there, but a block from Davidson, nice work. And Saville brings the ball up, left hand. Thomas Abercrombie all over him. More nice hands there from Paul Hanari. It stays with the Hawks.
Really good transition defense by the Breakers there. Thomas Abercrombie getting all over the ball handler and going Saville, forcing him to pick it up and come out and reset the offense.
So Saville will inbound. Gets it to Demos. Nice pass again to Davidson. That is bread and butter for the Wollongong Hawks. Davidson, 6 early points, all of them for the Hawks.
Being carved up on the pick and roll tonight, the Breakers are. The switching defense doesn't seem to be looking like it's working as effectively as they'd like it to. Let's see if they stick with it.
So here comes Kirk Penny up off the bench for Andre Lamanos. As Mika Vicona posts up Foreman once again, and he walked. Well, at least it's not a foul for Mika Vicona.
At least it's not a foul. There's a small rainbow at the end of that cloud, I think.
So here comes Kirk Penny into the game for Paul Hanare. His first action for the Breakers at the North Shore Events Centre for the 2010-2011 season. And straight into his defensive work. The Saville gives it to Davidson. Foreman lines up a 3. Bang! Nice 3 from Oscar Foreman. Don't let him get started. And
he does what he does best there, transition defense. Gary Wilkinson doesn't know about Oscar Foreman's range, but he found out about it there.
I'm sure they talked about it at practice. Gary Wilkinson, face up on Davidson. Goes to the baseline, spins. Nice work from Gary Wilkinson, gets the call on Larry Davidson.
Both teams tonight really looking to enforce their inside presence, tossing the ball inside down to the block, trying to get buckets, and a great up and under move by Gary Wilkinson there. Just got Davidson to leave his feet, created the contact, and gets to the line for 2 free throws.
So Vicona and Bruton take a seat as Boucher and Kevin Braswell come onto the court for the Breakers.
I guess that's what happens when you go to Italy for Kirk. He doesn't get to be the first player off the bench even.
Yep, Kirk's brother. Married in Italy. Very nice, apparently.
How the other half lives.
More pressure from the Breakers. They find Campbell in the corner. Demos gives it to Saville. Braswell on him. High screen and roll again. Crosses over on Abercrombie to Saville. Dumps it off to Oscar Foreman. Glenn Saville is creating for the Wollongong Hawks.
And that's what he's done so well for him this year, playing a lot of that point forward position and just maybe not scoring as well as he used to, but doing a great job creating for his teammates.
Boucher will not look to shoot it, it seems. He was wide open. He gives it off to Kirk Penny, who's paid to shoot, as is Braswell left-handed. Almost banked it in, but no good. Demos with the rebound. 2 on 3. Holds it up. Davidson inside to Foreman. Foreman goes to work on Boucher. Won't drop. And Penny has the ball for the Breakers. Braswell gets the screen from Gary Wilkinson. He rolls. Braswell will shoot it. Nice jump shot from Kevin Braswell.
A little soft on the pick and roll defense by the Hawks there. They tried to just sag off, give up the jumper, and Kevin Braswell took it and banged it home.
So it's a 5-point lead for the Wollongong Hawks. 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Foreman looks lively tonight, as does Glenn Saville, the heart and soul of this Wollongong Hawks team. He fades on Kirk Penny. One drop for the veteran as Kevin Braswell brings the ball up. Wilkinson, no desire there, just almost tried to will it into his hands.
As a big man, you're in one spot. You don't want to move the feet. Give me the ball where I am, not where you think I'm going to be.
So we got a timeout. 4:42 left to go in the first quarter, and the Hawks still with that 5-point lead. 11-6. And we'll go down into the Breakers huddle and find out what Andre Lamanos has to say.
Shots, get the ball, and then we run. Here we go. Hey, hard cuts now, hard cuts. 1, 2, 3. Yellow here.
Well, it was a special special presentation for CJ Bruden before tip-off. They dimmed the lights for the introductions and they brought out CJ Bruden to commemorate his 400 games in the NBL. CJ played 401 now. He's back playing 402 tonight against the Wollongong Hawks. Well and truly a veteran and a high scorer for this league. And we are back live as the Breakers get into their defensive transition work. Glenn Saville controlling things early. Davidson down low again. This time Pledger's on him. Pledger gets his hands up. Nice work.
Good substitution there for Alex Pledger. A little bit more of a defensive presence on the block.
Abercrombie with the fancy double, excuse me, not double dribble, crossover. He rises up over two defenders and it won't drop for the New Zealand Breakers as the Hawks are looking inside, often and early, and someone did not pick up Oscar Foreman, and the Breakers escape there, and Oscar Foreman knows it.
Lucky break there. That's a guy you have to find in transition. That's his game. You heard Andre Lamanis talking about possibly going at him a little bit more on the defensive end to get him out, because that's the fear that he's going to get those open looks and knock him home. Wasn't able to do it that time, and Larry Davidson gets called for the tough foul and the attempt at the offensive rebound.
Well, he's shooting at 46% for the season as Oscar Foreman from behind the arc. Be pretty happy with his field goal percentage for most guards. Oscar Foreman playing the 4 position for the Hawks this season. As Penny puts it on the floor, tries to drop it off to Boucher, who wasn't looking, and Demos comes away with the ball for the Hawks into the lane. Gets it up the left hand, won't drop. Pledger cleans up the glass. And Bruden's back in the game. Goes straight at Tim Berendorf, who's also in the game.
Off to the races, up and down basketball we have tonight.
Absolutely, we're looking forward to that. It'll be a real feature. CJ.
Good drive, bit of contact by Berendorf there. A little big. Maybe you want to jump, big fella, try and block that one, not just hit him with your hip.
It's like it's game 4, not 400 for CJ Bruden. 1HD showed a great highlight of his first game. He hit a 3/4 court shot in game number 1 to announce his arrival in the NBL.
That's one way to say, here I am.
Unfortunately, he misses the first free throw. Still a 5-point lead with 3:32 to go in the first quarter.
Good looks from the Breakers here early, getting a lot of opportunity going to the foul line. The offense isn't quite clicking there. You saw a little rush from Kirk Penny. You can see how it goes as the game goes along.
So the 2 ex-Breakers, Foreman and Berendorf, are in the game. Braswell's on Saville, picks him up high. Demos for 3. Another 3 for the Hawks. Wow, 14-7.
Tyson Demos really relishing the opportunity to come home and play for his hometown team in the Hawks, and that's what he can do. He's a good spot-up shooter.
And we have a bit of a pile in the key. And we have a whistle on Alex Pledger.
Big Alex getting boxed out by the little guy, didn't like it, took him down, or maybe he was just a little bit uneven when the guy's that low on his knees. It took him down anyway, but either way, we got the Hawks ball.
Yes, we do. Here they come, the Wollongong Hawks, with an early lead in this game. First game of round 6. Kirk Penny with the steal, and Kirk Penny with the jam.
He found some hops, gets the dunk home. How did he do that one?
Kirk Penny with the finish. Just 14-9 is the lead. Demos for 3. Oh, wow. Another 3 for Tyson Demos.
The young fella showing it from 3-point range.
So the Wollongong Hawks are 3 of 4 from behind the arc and have a 17-9 lead as Braswell gets into the key. Dribbling around, looking for cutters, looking for somebody. Why don't I just go myself? Nope. Penny in the corner. Shot fake, dribble. Won't fall. Foreman with a rebound. And Dylan Boucher mugged him. Still, play is allowed to continue. Saville on Penny. Gets his hands in there. Nice work from Kirk Penny. Braswell controlling things. Gives it up to Penny for 3. Nope, that won't drop. And we're going back the other way.
Maybe a little jet lag. I haven't seen Kirk miss 2 open shots in a row in quite some time.
Demos gets in the lane, but Saville's in the corner. Goes around Alex Pledger off the glass. Too strong. And Kirk Penny has the ball for the Breakers. We've got a minute 38 to go in this first quarter, and the Breakers are down. Oh, that's a nice pass from Dylan Boucher to Kevin Braswell.
Running the offense to perfection there. Great backdoor cut, great bounce pass, and a good finish with the offhand for Braswell.
So Conrad tries to go around Alex Pledger. Nice defense from the big young man. Oops, excuse me. Kilkenny back and forth.
On the fast break, it looks like he's got nice and rested up. Got a couple fast break buckets. Now let's see if he can't start getting the jumpers going.
So it's just a 4-point lead now for the Wollongong Hawks. A minute to go. Foreman puts it on the baseline, gives it to Tim Berendorf, and we have a whistle. There's Jackson and Campbell about to check in, along with Mika Vakona for the Breakers.
Every time the Wollongong Hawks seem to be penetrating, they're looking to dish it off. Not a lot of people are looking to get to the rim and finish. Always looking for that extra pass, always looking for the easier bucket.
So Saville and Foreman will take a seat, as does Dylan Boucher, who just picked up that foul.
Won't be the last one tonight, I don't think.
Only 3 team fouls for the Breakers, 5 already on the Hawks. Matt Campbell gives it off to Tyson Demos. Mika Vakona on him. Pledger now has to pick him up on the screen and roll. Demos tries to go around him. Rebound, Alex Pledger.
Well, he took the quick shot on the offensive end, but he makes up for it by taking the charge. Great defense in transition there by Tyson Demos. Just knew almost where Kevin Braswell was going before he went there. And we can see it here. Just moves his body, gets in front of him, and takes the charge. Hawks ball.
Nice commitment from the Wollongong Hawk product. 41 seconds to go now. It's Hawks ball. Demos has it. Hold up, says Glenn Saville. 17 on the shot clock. 29 seconds to go on the game clock. Here comes Berendorf. No, he doesn't. Show and go. Demos, pick and roll with Berendorf. Pledger on Demos. Good footwork from Pledger. Gives it to Braswell. Braswell with 15 to go. Left hand, it drops for Kevin Braswell. 10 seconds to go on the quarter. Demos has it. Playing for the last shot. Conrad now. Braswell on him. Crossover. Gets into the lane. Gives it to Demos for 3. Raises the net. And that's it. The first quarter is over at the North Shore Event Centre. And the Hawks have the 2-point lead over the Breakers, 17 to 15.
It's the three-legged challenge. We've got 2 teams lining up for the Burger King challenge. Sophie Harris and Kate Dowden.
See the Hawks talking about what's going on there. Got to be happy with the 2-point lead on the road, but they had a big lead early. They would have liked to maybe expand on a little bit, but the Breakers were able to come back and dig into it and cut it to 2.
Here we go. You got to dribble, you got to run from the baseline.
So the Wollongong Hawks had a big healthy advantage early on this first quarter, but the Breakers managed to come back. And let's go down sideline to hear what Gordy McLeod has to say to his troops.
What we have to do offensively, we've got to get it through hand. So whatever we're running, we've got to get it through hand. We want to be aggressive, we want to get it through hand. All right? Their possession here, we're in zone. Okay? Now we've got to get in the zone. We've got to know where those shooters are. Okay? We've got to get you inside. Okay? You guys got to stay back to the shooters. All right? Dribble to the play ball. We've got to get them to the rim and overhead. For us, push it down and get that ball reversed and get into your drags a bit more.
Let's all go one head.
Okay?
Who's going to shoot first? The finals. Yeah!
Their possession here. So go immediately there to match up and we're in zone. Here we go, Hawks to jump. Come on now. 1, 2, 3.
Well, guess what happens tonight if we score 100 points? Everybody know what happens?
Well, they came into the game worried about Gary Irvin, but Tyson Demos backs him up, gets in trouble with fouls. He comes off the bench and bangs 2 big threes, gets him going. That's great looks, great running of the offense for the Hawks. And on the other side of the court, Kirk Tenney showing a little bit of hops. I didn't know he had it in him. I thought he only had the jumper. Oh, that's a little bit of a squeaker, though. I don't know if I'm going to give him credit for the big jam. Also had the other fast break and makes home the layup, getting it done in transition so far for the Breakers tonight.
So the Breakers are down 2 here at the North Shore Event Centre. 17-15 the Hawks lead. Kirk Penny fresh off his brother's wedding in Italy. Maybe a bit of pasta there. Too much pasta in Italy there, Casey Frank?
Kirk only eats skinless chicken. I don't think he eats any pasta. He would have stayed away from the carbs for sure.
Make sure you cook that skinless chicken through, though.
I thought that was inferred. My fault.
Right, we're underway here in the second quarter. Mikavakona with the ball. Not a lot of movement from the Breakers at the moment. Abercrombie flashes up high. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Starting to get into their offense. Braswell, step back. Back of the iron. Behrendorff and Pledger fighting for the ball. And it's Hawks ball.
That's going to be what the Wollongong Hawks are looking to stop tonight. Good effort by the Breakers on the offensive glass, and they're trying to do that all night.
Gary Irvin is back in the game, and he kicks it out to Saville. And it won't drop, but Oscar Foreman comes away with the ball. Irvin, 2 early fouls in that first quarter, took a seat. Bit of a heat check for the young man. Well, young, excuse me, he's 27. Not that young, he's straight out of New York City, though. So he's been there, done that. And we have a foul on Kevin Braswell. Hands in the cookie jar.
Never want to get caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Not even the Cookie Monster likes that one.
Is that a Frankism?
It must be. If it comes out of my mouth, I guess it would have to be, I suppose.
That's one Frankism for the evening. Baseline inbound for the Wollongong Hawks. Braswell on Saville. Thomas Abercrombie gets his hands into the passing lane. And we have an early substitution. He'll take a seat, does Kevin Braswell, as Paul Hanari comes into the game.
Tough assignment for Thomas Abercrombie tonight. The Wollongong Hawks offense is going to go through Irvin and Saville, and he did a great job there getting out in the lane and keeping out of Glenn Saville's hands.
Mikavakona is all over Oscar Foreman. Gary Irvin goes around CJ Bruton. Nice play from Gary Irvin.
Great crossover, finishes with the floater, tough shot. That's what you like to see from the little fella.
Abercrombie has the ball now. Pledger finds himself up high. No one picks him up. Front of the rim, though. Ball's bobbling around. Timmy Behrendorff has it. And the Hawks looking to push it through Glenn Saville. No one has picked up Oscar Foreman. And another miss for Oscar. Oh, my goodness. And thank goodness this are the Breakers saying that. As Paul Hanari gets in there, it won't drop. Matt Campbell saves it. Straight into Thomas Abercrombie, though. And Pledger throws it down for the Breakers.
Great hustle is rewarded. Great job by Thomas Abercrombie to keep that ball alive. Cuts it down and tosses the flex for the big dunk.
We're going straight the other way, though, as Gary Irvin pushed it right up the floor.
Got a track meet tonight, up and down the court. Lots of excitement.
21-17, the Hawks lead the Breakers. 8 minutes to go. Pledger with the ball down low. Goes to work on Tim Behrendorff. It won't drop. Here we go again. Saville, no one picks him up. Gets across easily, and he's fouled. Got to pick up that nice and early, don't you?
You do. That's a tough position for CJ Bruton to be in. Glenn Saville's got great size for a ball handler. He's trying to get to the hole, trying to get to the cup and draw the foul. He just puts his head down, decides to get there, and CJ gets caught. Might have had some, didn't know Thomas was there for the help to block the shot. So unfortunately sends him to the line, and Glenn Saville will have 2 shots to extend the lead.
Gary Wilkinson checks into the game for the Breakers as Alex Pledger takes a seat.
Already 3 assists tonight for Glenn Saville. He's second in the league behind his teammate, Irvin. He's doing a great job sort of playing that point forward position, really getting all his teammates involved. As I said earlier tonight, his scoring's down a bit this year, but it hasn't affected the team's success in the slightest.
So Saville makes both. It's a 23-17 scoreline here at the North Shore Event Centre. 6-point advantage. The 2 top teams in the IINet Championship NBL go to work. Abercrombie rises again. He loves that little pull-up, but it won't drop. As Irvin looks to push it, Paul Hanari meets him at half court.
Abercrombie loves that shot, but he hasn't been able to hit it tonight. He's had 3 good looks, a shot that he normally knocks down that he loves to do, but not even on the scoreboard yet tonight, which is something that the Breakers might be a little bit concerned about.
Yep, Thomas Abercrombie 0 for 3 in the first half here. Mikavakona is all over Oscar Foreman. Saville goes to work on Abercrombie. Foreman in the corner. Got it.
couldn't do it from 3, but he can do it from 15. Nothing but net on the jump shot from the short baseline.
Oscar Foreman has 7 points. He leads the Wollongong Hawks as no one picks up Mika Vakona. And another rebound for Oscar Foreman. 8-point advantage for the Hawks now. Matt Campbell has the ball. Saville. Wilkinson on him. Is he going to cross over on him? He is. Fade away over Wilkinson. Tough shot. Thomas Abercrombie with the rebound.
Solid defense on the mismatch by Wilkinson there.
Wilkinson has the ball. Long J over Tim Berendorf. No good. And it's the Hawks' ball.
Not clicking quite as well as they'd like to offensively right there. Maybe a bit of a forced shot. Wilkinson feels like he needs to get it up. And so far haven't been able to crash the offensive glass as well as they have been most of the season. Really doing a good job. The Hawks are boxing out, keeping the ball in their hands to start their transition where they've really excelled so far tonight.
A lot of one-pass offense right now. All right, a lot of one-pass offense. Mika, as much as possible, you be that first screener in trans. Where if we get it on, you're hard on the rim, and then we get to that second side and we flow out of it. All right.
Don't run to your man.
On penetration here, where Tommy goes, I got 3 guys standing here. I need that other big man here on the rim. They're all ball watching. They're in that zone thing. You got to get some cuts to the basket at the offensive end. Defensively, when we're up here and they're 5-man flashes, our 5-man's got to come with him and at least have something on that because it's going there and now Irvin's getting the run up on it. Okay, we've got to be good at that. Hey, we're yellow right here. All right, yellow back to our pack. We get it on the fly trans, no problems. Otherwise, let's get some 2s and some 4s. All right, some 2s and some 4s. Get some guys cutting off. Actually, 2s and 4s is good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Here we see the great steal by Thomas Ambry. Comes down, looks like he's going to go up with it. Instead, dishes it off for the power jam by Alex Fledger. Big fella knows how to finish on the rim, and he does it with power on that one. Good look by Thomas as well to find his open teammates slashing down the hole.
So the Wollongong Hawks lead the New Zealand Breakers 25-17. Picking up full court pressure are the Breakers. Real feature of this year's IONET Championship NBL. It's Mika Vakona. Has Oscar Foreman. Foreman finds Larry Davidson in the corner. He drives, puts up the floater. It won't drop. He goes to the floor, and the Breakers come away with it. Kirk Penny gets into the lane. Nice look to Paul Hanari, who kicks it out to Thomas Abercrombie, and he misses another shot. Thomas not feeling it tonight. Mika Vakona just went over an advertising hoarding. We're back the other way. Will it drop for Gary Irvin? And it counts. Wow.
Well, Gary Irvin saw the break in numbers when Mika Vakona went out of bounds and stayed out of bounds, and he took advantage of it. Went over there, took out Clary. Who is Mika going into? Is he trying out for a league team, I think, right now?
I tell you what, Mika Vakona would make a very good league player.
It maybe take off about 6 inches and add about 15 kilos, but he's definitely got the mentality for it.
Yeah, he's a bit of a thoroughbred as Mika Vakona. He's a live wire as Gary Irvin misses the free throw. Somebody has lost a shoe, it seems.
I'm pretty sure it's not Mika's. It looks like he's wearing 2.
Yeah, he's got 2 on. There are 2 shoes sitting up there on the table where Mika went diving over. Back to the action on court. Tom caught in 2 minds is Abercrombie. But makes a fatal mistake of saving it under your own hoop. There's Glenn Saville. He's barking at the referee, Dallas Pickering, for a call. And the Breakers get it back. 16 on the shot clock. Down 10. Kirk, pump fake, baseline. Kicks it over. And that was touched by a Hawk. And that is now the Breakers' ball. And check out Mika Vakona, top of your picture.
There he is, and there he goes. Head over heels, I think, that time.
Yep, Gary Irvin went the other way, though. Took advantage of the commotion.
Good recognition by the Hawks to start the break and get the break going while Mika's out there maybe having a drink. I don't know, taking his shoes off. Who knows what's going on over there in the corner.
Just introducing himself to the New Zealand Warriors head coach, Ivan Cleary. In attendance tonight. 5 seconds on the shot clock, though. CJ Bruton for 3, front of the rim. No dice as Conrad comes away with the ball. Saville has it now. Kicks it across to Conrad. Finds Davidson with good position. And Gary Wilkinson was caught in no man's land and has to foul him.
Wollongong Hawks are doing a great job of making the extra pass for the easier shot so far. Every time Davidson's open underneath the basket, they find him just like they did this time. Wilkinson got caught, bad position, gets his hand stuck when he goes up, sending Davidson to the foul once again.
It seems to be a real problem with the New Zealand Breakers at the moment, the ability for the Hawks to get in position so easily in transition. As Davidson misses the free throw.
You heard the Breakers talking about it during the timeout. They don't want to run to their own man. They just want to find the open one. And right now, they're not really sure where they are defensively. They end up over-rotating and leaving somebody open for an easy look.
So Davidson goes 1 of 2 from the line. The Hawks are 3 of 7 from the free throw line. But they do have an 11-point lead. Foreman tries to mark Mika Vicona, and he fouls him.
Bit of a design play. I think that's something they really like to see Mika do, is catch it at the elbow, rip through, and go straight to the basket. Did a great job doing that for the Tall Blacks, the world champs, against top international competition. No reason why he shouldn't be able to do it tonight against the Hawks.
So Kevin Braswell comes in the game for Paulie Henare. He takes a seat. It's Mika Vicona, goes to the line. Mika's got 2 points.
Not really clicking yet offensively for the Breakers tonight. They're getting a lot of good looks, but nothing seems to be falling just quite yet. A couple passes that are just a little bit off. It looks maybe not quite used to playing with Kirk yet in the lineup, maybe still getting a little bit of the growing pains and getting used to each other on the basketball court.
So Mika will take a seat after going 1 of 2 from the free throw line as Dylan Boucher comes into the game. The lead is 10 again as they pick up that full court press. The Hawks doing a good job of breaking it though. Demos is in the game for the Hawks. Irvin gives it down low to Oscar Foreman. It's just like last year at practice. Boucher on Foreman, up and under, and he draws the foul on Dylan Boucher.
Like
nice
last
play.
year in practice, except I'm sure Dylan never called a foul in practice last year on that one. But good move by Oscar. He's playing the power forward position for the Hawks, and he just bangs him down low, gives him the spin baseline, and the up and under. Almost gets the layup to goal, and Dylan gets caught with a foul that time.
So Oscar, he misses the first free throw. If they were hitting their free throws, the lead would be even bigger.
That's the one break for the Breakers so far, is that they haven't been able to convert at the free throw line, still keeping them within a sniff of the lead, just over 10 points now.
So Foreman goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And the lead is 29 to 18, excuse me, 29 to 18. 2 scoreboards. Just look at the right one, Andrew. CJ Bruton gives it down low to Gary Wilkinson, who has Foreman on him. Drop step, fall away. Will it go? No, it won't. Davidson with the board.
Seems to be a lid on the basket for the Breakers here in the first half.
Demos has the ball poked away as we go the other way. Nice bounce pass. Wilkinson with the dunk from the knife. Dylan Boucher's pass.
Great run and super unselfishness. Dylan knows he couldn't dunk that one himself, so he gives it up to Big G Wilk for the big slam.
Telling it like it is. As Oscar Foreman wanted the call, that was good D from Gary Wilkinson. Braswell controlling things. Pick and pop from Gary Wilkinson. Gets into the lane, loses the ball, doesn't know where it is. Demos does. And Braswell gets in that passing lane. It'll be Wollongong Hawk ball. And we have a timeout to the Wollongong Hawks. And here it is, the unselfishness of Dylan Boucher.
Great pass by Dylan there. Good court awareness. Knows where the big man's running the lane and decides to reward him. Good first look by Braswell, and bang! With power, he slams it home. Great play by the big fella to run the lane like that.
Right. Let's go down sideline to hear what Gordy McLeod has to say as the Wollongong Hawks try to maintain that big lead. They currently lead by 9.
Okay, side out of bounds here. All right, we want to go blue. Blue stretch. All right, blue stretch. Now, Larry, you be the pick and pop, so we get Wilkinson involved. All right, so you got to be wary of this cut here. Make sure this guy's available. Down here, fellas, we've got to keep working hard, stay in the cutting lane, now zone. Okay? Got to work hard on that dribble penetration. If the big set's to pick up, we've got to come out, play that hand the way it is. All right? Let's try not to get funneled down here. We're now up 5, try and get to the outside. So we're stretching. Here we go, Hawks. 1, 2, 3.
good for Gordy McLeod there. He's talking with a sense of calmness, no urgency, almost like he's out for a Sunday stroll at the park a little bit.
So a low-scoring affair here at the North Shore Event Centre. 29-20 to the Wollongong Hawks. Both teams identical records. Better point differential for the Hawks means they lead the table. And that has a large part due to the Perth Wildcats, who blew the New Zealand Breakers out by 40 on the weekend. But the Hawks now, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Irvin has the ball. Switch on D, Wilkinson on him. Irvin will like the look of that matchup. Loses the handle, goes up. We have a new shot clock as Conrad comes down with it. Matt Campbell gives it to Glenn Saville. Boucher on Irvin. He'll like the look of this matchup on the point guard. Conrad puts it on the floor. Kirk has Irvin for 3. Fade away. Who touched it last? Wollongong Hawks. New Zealand Breakers will have the ball.
Good defensive rotations there by Kirk Penny. It looked like Irvin was going to get the open look, but he got out just in time to get a hand up and force him to miss the shot.
So the Breakers looking to eat into that lead as Penny and Bruton work baseline. Bruton gets free. Boucher with a good screen, but he missed. Who has the ball? Irvin pushing it again. Here come the Hawks. Campbell sized up that 3 from half court. Won't drop. Who wants the ball? Kirk Penny does. Desire. Rebounding is all about desire.
He desired it so he could get it back on the other end and shoot a 3, I think. Let's see if they can't get him a good look this time down the court.
2:25 left in the first half here at the North Shore Event Centre. Penny for 3. Oh my! And Conrad's face.
Asking you shall receive. He does it on the defensive end with the rebound and the help. And they reward him with the wide open look down here that he nails home to get the Breakers a little bit closer to the lead.
It's like you could see the future, Casey. You knew exactly what was happening. Campbell juggled a little bit, had a wide open 3. If he could just catch it. CJ's banging on Larry Davidson down low. He wants the foul off the ball. Irvin for 3. Oh, no. 3 shots coming Gary Irvin's way. As Kevin Braswell's called for the foul on the shot.
I guess a good job by Irvin there to draw the contact. Got Braswell off the foot. Looks like he might have just kicked his feet out a little bit. Braswell was complaining about that to the referee, that it wasn't actual contact. It was forced by him. But either way, he's going to the line for 3 shots.
Incredulous look from Andre Lamanos. Check it out on the replay. Oh, wow, man. Someone shot him. I think someone shot him.
Looks like the sniper. He went straight down.
Nice job of selling that from Gary Irvin. He'll take it. He front rims the first. So not all bad to the free throw line.
Only 4 for 10 now from the free throw line tonight. Don't know exactly what they're going to do to fix that one, but if they could extend the lead even more, if they could make a couple of these. But already 0 for 2. What's he going to do on the 3rd one?
That is the smartest foul I've ever seen. 0 for 2 on the free throws, Kevin Braswell.
How quickly the tide turns.
Braswell, though, has to take a seat with his 3rd foul. So not ideal. He missed all 3. Well, Breakers fans will say that's justice. 6 points is the lead for the Hawks. Penny front back rims it. But here they come again. Irvin is just relishing the open court. A double clutch move that didn't quite work for him.
Quick hands by CJ Bruton there to knock it out. Keep him from getting the layup or the foul. Good transition defense by the Breakers there when it looked like the Hawks were off to the races.
He's done that a couple of times as the Hawks want to take another timeout.
Went for the floater, tried to double pump it in, and CJ just gets a hand in there. Good job.
Yep, Gary Irvin, he's the league's leading scorer, averaging just over 23 points a game. 6 assists as well. And Andre Lamanos will be happier than he was in the first quarter as the Breakers eat into this lead.
Get all the way through it. On walk-up situations, stay with the thumbs down. Here. You set those screens like that. Big's being attracted now, okay, and go ahead and drive. That's fine. 3-point shots, no problem. You open. And after the cutters go, I want you to be the screener, okay? So on penetration, I want you to pick and pop, and Mick and you'll dive into the basket, okay? So thumbs down, work your cuts. You can either stop behind it or you can cut to the basket and swing through, no problem.
Come up there. He's open. Pick him back. We want you to play.
Show me your hand.
Okay? You don't have anything to play over here.
You want him pick and pop?
I want him coming together.
Well, the former breaker, Oscar Foreman, has been playing exceptionally well in this first quarter.
If there's one guy you thought the Breakers would have known about, it was Oscar Foreman. He's got a skill at shooting the ball. He's been doing it well tonight, though. He's got quite a few open looks. Lucky for the Breakers, he hasn't hit them all, but it looks like he's come home to play with a little bit of vengeance towards his former team.
Well, when the schedule came out, I imagine that Oscar Foreman was sitting at home in Wollongong, checking out when the first game was at the North Shore Events Centre against his old club. Wasn't a bad party, but it's always nice for a player who was cut by a team to come back and show them what they're missing out on. We're back live as the Breakers are down 6 to the Wollongong Hawks. Deep 3 from Conrad. My goodness, that silenced the crowd.
Looked a little awkward in the release there, but nothing but net. All that matters is what the result is, I think, on that shot.
That's Tim Conrad's first points for the game. Rips a 3. Head fake from CJ, loves it. Dishes it off to Mika Vicona. Nice play, Breakers.
Great move, really good floor knowledge, know where everybody is, just drops it off to Mika Vicona for the easy layup.
Mika just loitering in the key there. Lead is 7, a minute to go in the half. Wollongong playing very well in this first half. Glenn Saville, all the time in the world, patience. He kicks it to Tim Conrad, who stepped out. We've seen that a few times in the NBL. Guys stepping out on the sideline.
The new baseline, there's not quite as much room in the corner as it used to be. Got to know that as a player. Instead of making your first step backwards, you got to make your first step forwards. Got a little too quick in his mindset there, I think, that time.
So just over 51 seconds to go in the first half. More pressure from the Hawks. It's Kirk Penny looking to CJ Bruton to give it over half. Demos on him. 13 on the shot clock. Wilkinson puts it on the left hand. Drops it off, no good. Behrendorf cleans that up. No whistle on the call.
Looked like a lot of contact, but no call from the ref.
So nice patience from the Wollongong Hawks to close out this half. Breakers should get it back. Demos has Abercrombie, who's checked in the game. Demos now, 4 seconds on the shot clock. What's he going to do? He's run out of time, puts it up. Oh my goodness! The fall away from Tyson Demos.
Well, he's feeling it tonight. Three three-pointers already. What a shot. He had the 7-footer, kind of had position under the basket, but he said, no, give me the fadeaway, nothing but net.
3 of 4 from behind the arc for Tyson Demos.
Great spark off the bench tonight. And Gary Irvin's foul trouble hasn't affected the Hawks at all. He's come off the bench and done a great job of really sparking them to this 10-point lead.
Well, they lead the league in three-point percentage at 41, and they're currently shooting 5 of 10 in this first half as we have 6 seconds to go. Demos on CJ Bruton, off to the races, and he's fouled. CJ Bruton in game number 402 with 2.1 seconds left on the clock. CJ will go to the line.
Well, Tyson Demos couldn't play as good a defense as he needed to there. 2 seconds on the clock. Last thing you want to do is foul on a shot like that. Unfortunately, just trying to play the solid D. Gets caught a little bit. CJ doing a great job of selling the contact. And there you see it. Maybe shouldn't have challenged the shot, but he gets to the line for 2 free throws. Which is maybe why you want to send everybody tonight. Nobody's hitting free throws. I think between the two teams, we're 8 for 20.
Yep, not good reading on free throw line. CJ makes the first.
The reverse jinx works every time, I think.
So the lead is now 9 for the Hawks. They'll get the ball back with 2 seconds to go. He makes both. 8 is the lead. Demos runs out of time. Nice D from Paul Hanare. And the Hawks, they lead a low-scoring affair. A disappointing first half for the New Zealand Breakers, but the Hawks will take it on the road. It's currently an 8-point lead, 35-27 here at the North Shore Event Centre.
edge of your seat stuff. Yes! Just wait till the Netball World Series.
Unbelievable.
6 countries play 6-minute quarters with power plays and shooting from outside the circle.
I'm speechless.
It's fast. It's furious. It's a whole new ballgame.
Everyone on their feet.
And New Zealand are the defending champions.
Unstoppable.
Netball World Series starts Saturday on Sky Sport 1.
Here's a super hot deal from Burger King's Flaming Great Value range. Get a creamy mayo cheeseburger for a tiny, minuscule, low price of just $2.50. Yep, just $2.50. You'd better get in quick, like today, like now, this minute. Because value tastes better with the King.
I'm an independent girl and I like independent things. That's why I come to VTNZ for my warrant of fitness. They don't fix cars here, they just independently test them, so I trust them completely. The whole thing's terribly quick and painless, which for an independent girl is just marvellous.
Issuing warrants is what we do. With more than 80 independent testing stations nationwide, a quick, painless and trustworthy VTNZ warrant comes with flybys. VTNZ. Check in, drive on.
So, Tony, you love Pizza Hut's Pizza Mia, right? Sure, boss. Well, say hello to the Big Mia. Mamma Mia. Massive 14-inch pizza, just $9.90 in 8 exclusive Mia flavors. Feed the family. Only at Pizza Hut.
This Christmas, unwrap the new Android-powered Vodafone 845 smartphone free on a Text-to-Talker 60 or Smart One plan for 24 months. And never get lost again with great apps like Google Maps. Now that's smart.
Shake everything except a controller. Now you are the controller. Introducing Dance Central. Dance Central, only on Connect for Xbox 360.
Skin irritation? This could be due to tiny cuts on your skin. But Gillette Fusion's 5-blade suspension system reduces pressure. So you get Gillette's most comfortable shave, even on sensitive skin.
Create the garden of your dreams with Colour Screen Fencing. Colour Screen Fences let Kiwis add the right finishing touch to their favourite outdoor spaces and create beautiful private family environments and shelter for the gardens. Made from colour steel, Colour Screen Fencing's low-maintenance, longer-lasting colours give you more time to enjoy the peace and beauty of your home and garden. Call 0800 997799 today for your free Colour Screen Fencing brochure. Colour Screen for beautiful fences.
Boys need protein for growth and muscle development. Nutri-Grain is one of the highest protein cereals. So as part of a balanced diet and regular exercise, Nutri-Grain has what it takes to help build your son into an Iron Man.
Thanks, Mum.
Nutri-Grain, Iron Man food.
Welcome back to the North Shore Event Centre where the Breakers trail the Hawks in this top-of-the-table clash, 27-35. I'm Dennis Katsanos, joined by Tall Black Casey Frank. Casey, a very low-scoring affair at the split, 35-27.
Yeah, not quite the offensive explosion we thought we were going to have tonight. Got a lot of effort going up and down the court by both teams. Great pace, but maybe a little bit of the inability to get Kirk Penny smoothly integrated back into the offense. Maybe struggling a little bit in that respect.
And interesting to see Thomas Abercrombie held scoreless in that first half.
You know, there could be possibly another byproduct of Kirk coming back to the team. He's been a great performer in Kirk's absence, but, you know, it's almost an embarrassment of riches here for the Breakers. They don't know how to get everybody involved. But Kirk did a great job early, playing great defense. The Breakers, unbelievable tonight, was 8 steals in the first half, but haven't been able to do it on the scoreboard.
Now, you mentioned that the Breakers are having a bit of trouble on offense. What do you think's causing it?
It just looks a little bit out of whack, you know, possibly not with the practice time that Kirk's missed, you know, maybe a little bit out of whack offensively, not knowing exactly where everybody's going to be. But they've had great looks, they just haven't been going down.
Another interesting fact, Casey, is that when the Breakers do get it right on transition, they're lethal, aren't they?
Yeah, there's two great transition teams tonight. I think the rest of the league would love to play transition basketball like these two teams do. They've been doing a great job of finding the open man, making the early pass to get the easy shot.
Well, as the crowd are enjoying the halftime entertainment, if we have a look at the Hawks, their transition, oh my goodness, absolutely brilliant.
Well, I think everybody's been talking about how Urban's playing, but look at the selfishness. They're passing the ball around to find the open player. Whoever's got the open shot, that's who's been taking it. I think no selfishness whatsoever. Everybody looking for the next guy, looking for that extra pass. Who's it going to be next? Here's Tyson Demos looking at three. He's been big off the bench early with 9 points in the first half.
I know Irving played basketball in New York, but I thought he'd played soccer in Europe the way he did that flop. I thought that only existed on the football field, not on the basketball court, Casey.
Just enough contact to get him down to the floor, I think, Dennis. Just enough contact.
I just couldn't believe it. I thought that is unreal. But the Hawks, they have been effective going forward.
They have. You know, that's why these teams at the top of the table right now, they're doing a great job of playing efficiently. You see them shooting 50% from three, while the Breakers have almost missed all their shots. The lone three coming from Kirk and that transition basket.
The big stat, though, is that threes, isn't the threes for the Breakers?
Definitely the threes for the Breakers, and so go the rebounds, so go the Breakers. When they don't out-rebound their opponents, so far they haven't been able to win. So that's going to be a telling stat. Can they get the offensive rebounds going in the second half?
I'm interested to see whether that will happen. One key player for the Breakers, and we talked about this point guard battle, Kevin Braswell. He has really, really worked hard this evening.
He has worked hard, and unfortunately he's got some fouls to show for it. He's had some good looks as well, done a good job of showing the teammates, forcing it on the transition, finishing with his left hand as he does so well, and also finding the open looks, doing a couple of great dimes on the brass break.
Casey, when you're matching up with a guy like Irving, is that a tactical thing that quite often a basketballer might sacrifice himself? You go, right, I'm going to foul out this time, or you know, just to keep this guy at bay as long as you can.
Well, possibly not tactical, but it does take a lot more energy to outspend yourself that much on the defensive end. And when you're spending that much energy defensively, it's a little tougher to get it going offensively.
Casey, you mentioned the boards, and inspirational for the Wollongong Hawks, not the Breakers, Larry Davidson. He is just so good.
Doing a great job playing tonight. Early they went to him because they thought they might have had a bit of advantage there, and he's taken advantage. He's a smooth inside player, maybe a little bit unorthodox at times, but he's been a real spark for him going tonight. Pretty much every time he's gotten it, he's finished strongly.
You can see how much Gordy McLeod values him. He took him to the Singapore Slingers. He made sure that he came to the Hawks with him.
Well, he's a tough guy to guard. He's 6'10" with a shooting touch, and he really goes hard, plays hard around the basket, and if there's one thing that this league needs more of, it's big guys who can play like Larry Davidson.
Now, for the Breakers, just touching on who they've got next week, Gold Coast Blaze next Thursday night, a big game for them. However, more importantly, Casey, for us, is how will they get themselves back into this game? How will they get that offense going?
Well, they're getting good looks, so they just got to knock them down. Other than that, maybe getting their hands on a few offensive rebounds, they just got to grab those. Right now, the effort's there. They're playing with more urgency than they have in their home dates so far this year, but just not getting over the line, and maybe you got to give a lot of credit to the Wollongong Hawks for that.
Gordy McLeod, you mentioned in his timeout, he was cool, calm, and collected. What do you think he's saying to his team?
Good job, keep it going. You know, you came under the road, you held a high-scoring team to 27 points and a half. That's got to be a dream start for them. They just want to keep it going at this point. The offense is flowing, nothing going wrong for them.
He knows the Breakers are going to lift. Can the Hawks go to another gear?
It'd be interesting to see. I don't think we've seen the best out of Irvin yet tonight. He's going to probably, if he gets a chance to shine, I think he will in the second half. So he's definitely got another gear to go.
Well, there is a very full crowd here at the North Shore Event Centre. Will they be able to lift the Breakers to another victory here with the home court advantage? At the halfway point, they trail the Hawks by 27-35.
Thursday live, Sky Sport 2.
From the producers of Miss Congeniality.
I could use a little.
It's all about Sandra Bullock and Bradley Cooper.
Are you Mary. I'm Steve.
And All About Steve, Sunday on Sky Movies.
The leading brands at the lowest prices.
Cougar Lawnmower 344 18-volt drill driver $99.98. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
We knew what we was paying for. We knew what we were getting. And when it was finished, we got what we paid for and more than what we paid for, really.
You know, you hear so many building projects that run over time, over budget, all of that kind of stuff. This one was within time and exactly to the budget. There were no hidden surprises for us.
GJ were the only ones that we seemed to be able to go to that could do everything we wanted on budget.
Visit our website to see why more New Zealanders trust GJ Gardner to build their homes.
Two countries, worlds apart, yet both sharing a protective passion for their natural, unspoiled environments. Small wonder then that New Zealand has embraced the Scandinavian excellence of environmentally responsible ASCO appliances, designed specifically not to waste our precious water or electricity, to minimize detergent usage, and to be incredibly quiet. ASCO, making a world of difference to our world, from Award Appliances.
Bunnings is very committed to having lowest prices, and we show that in our 15% price guarantee.
If you happen to find a cheaper price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Degas. He was bad-tempered with a bleak outlook on life, though you never would have guessed from his paintings. Come face to face with 70 European masters, on now at Te Papa. Plan your visit at wellingtonnz.com.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Have you got flybys?
Yeah.
There's a new way to fly with Flybys. Wherever you're going within New Zealand, you could use your Flybys points to get there. Choose from a full range of flights and seats 24/7 at flybysflights.co.nz. Because if you're not getting Flybys, you're just spending money.
And action. McDonald's delicious new chicken McBites. Am I in shot?
Looking great, mate.
Right. McDonald's delicious new...
Nah, you were fine where you were, Sean.
McDonald's new irresistible chicken McBites. Bite-sized pieces of succulent chicken breasts and a deliciously crispy Southern-style coating. From only $3.50. Chicken so tasty, it sells itself. Available for a limited time only.
The leading brands at the lowest prices.
Cougar Lawnmower 344 18-volt drill driver $99.98. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Well, it is a New Zealand Breakers team that is down to the visiting Wollongong Hawks in the top of the table clash. Both teams 5-1, and at the moment it is the Hawks with an 8-point advantage. And really, it has been a dismal shooting display from the Breakers. 10 of 32 from the field for 31%, whereas the Hawks 45%, but 5 of 10 from behind the three-point line. And Casey, you said it best at half-time. It's an embarrassment of riches for this deep, deep New Zealand Breakers team, but they look out of sync.
They right now probably aren't playing at their highest efficiency, which is going to happen. They're trying to blend Kirk Penny back into the game. Everyone's trying to redefine their role, so to speak, as the season, and it's tough to do in mid-season. Let's see if they were able to do it at halftime, make a couple of adjustments, and try and get this offense flowing a little bit more freely.
Just a roster update as well. If you're wondering where Corey Webster is, he's not playing tonight. He's in street clothes. He's not well. He's had a bit of a stomach flu. Or flu-like symptoms, I think is what they say. And he's not playing tonight. So not as deep as they usually are, the Breakers, but they're used to that. They've only had one game with Kirk Penny in the lineup. Second game back. First game at home for the Breakers with Kirk Penny. As Andre Lamanos goes through the final touches as the crowd rise to their feet at the North Shore Events Centre, ready for the second half.
Now let's see if the Breakers can't give the crowd something more to cheer about. We've had a couple of dunks, but no real rhythm. Got to find a little bit of consistency offensively so the crowd can do a little bit more of this, standing up on their feet and cheering for the home team.
It really has been that quick transition attack from the Wollongong Hawks. Gary Irvin, Glenn Saville, just heady play from them, pushing it up over half court, getting the Breakers on their back.
Seems as though anybody's willing to play point guard for him. Whoever gets the ball at those guard positions, either it's Matt Campbell, Glenn Saville, Tyson Demos, Gary Irvin, whoever gets it, push it, and we'll figure out down when we get to the other end.
Tyson Demos, big first half for him. It came off the bench, 3 or 4 from three-point land with 9 points.
He's a talented player who's struggled for playing time the last few seasons at the Gold Coast Blaze. He's returned to his hometown club and has really found an opportunity to shine there tonight.
Well, his career average is 2.6 points a game, and he's only really played coming up on 95 games. So he's been in the league a while. He just needs an opportunity, and the Wollongong Hawks have given him that. Nothing like a bit of hometown cooking as well. Keeps everybody happy, and the Breakers were looking for a bit of that as we're about to get underway here at the North Shore Event Centre. Sounds like we've got a crowd as well. It's good to hear. Can the Breakers give them something to cheer about? They'll stand until the Hawks score. Or is it when the Breakers score, Casey? Which one is it?
We'll find out soon enough.
Depends what venue you're in. Good pressure on Oscar Foreman by Bruton. 6 on the shot clock. Once again, Bruton gets his hands into the possession. Comes up with it. Hanari. He has the ball. Wilkinson wants it down low. Here's Matt Campbell on him. Looking for a cutter. Hanari's waiting down there. Passes it straight to Gary Irvin. And we have a foul. Just as Gary Irvin looked to get into that clear path situation, but Dallas Pickering says nope. I think that's what Gordy McLeod wants as well.
Bit of overpassing down there for the Breakers. Looked like Paulie had a nice layup. Tried to make the extra pass to CJ, and just a bit of a miscue.
Maybe someone needs to be selfish on this Breakers 5. Take control, take the game by the scruff of the neck. This is the impressive Gary Irvin in his first season in the ANBL. Averaging 23.2 points a game to lead the league. And Gary Wilkinson finds himself out on Irvin, and he commits the foul.
A lot more aggressiveness being shown defensively by the Breakers. They did a great job on that first possession. Wasn't enough to keep the crowd up and talking just a bit. I don't know. Did anybody score yet? They're already down and sitting. Maybe it's just for the song.
Maybe the CD ran out. Anyway, Gary Irvin, good night tonight. A little bit quiet in the first half, 6 points. He's 3 of 5 from the field. As Oscar Foreman once again has Mika Vakona a stitch to his jersey, his Guernsey, his singlet, as Wilkinson cleans up the miss from the Hawks. And CJ Bruton running the offense. Wilkinson wanted it down low. Hanare. Well, we have a bit of Abercrombie and CJ Bruton meet on the baseline. He needs to get the shot off to Vakona. And the Breakers will get it back, and there's 1 second left on the shot clock.
I think you said it the best a few seconds ago, Andrew. Somebody on this Breaker team needs to show a bit of selfishness right now and just put the team on their back and start scoring the basketball.
So here we go, 1 second. What have the Breakers got? Abercrombie wants the lob. Can he get it? No. And we're off and running again. Irvin, no one meets him until he gets to the key. Foreman for 3 from high. Rips the net.
They gave him 2 looks earlier that he missed. He's not going to miss a 3rd one. Just nails that shot in transition.
Nobody's picking up Oscar Foreman in transition, it seems. It's an 11-point lead now. Breakers looking for their first field goal of the half.
Got the illegal screen there on Mika Vakona. A little bit too much movement. Just trying to get something going offensively, and they just can't seem to find it yet.
So Mika will take a seat as Dylan Boucher checks in for him. Mika, 2 fouls, not bad for him. Averages about 4.5 a game.
It's tough to average 4.5 fouls a game. I know, I've done it a few times.
They love it though, Mika Vakona's energy, his hustle, his defense and his rebound, especially his offensive rebounding. It's something that the Breakers have missed. And it's one of the reasons why they're 5-1 on the season. Currently though, they're down 11 to the other 5-1 team in this IINet Championship NBL season. Saville has the ball. Wilkinson on him, 6 on the shot clock. Campbell from deep. Can't get it. Wilkinson gets the board. CJ Bruton has the ball, coming the other way. Hanari gives it to Abercrombie. Boucher in the post. Nice pass to Hanari, loitering on the baseline again. 7 on the shot clock. Who wants to take it? Boucher sizes up Davidson, drives baseline, and steps out. That is not pretty offense from the Breakers.
That's the third time they try to give it to Pauly down there under the basket, but that's not really where you want your point guard to get the ball. You want him out directly in the traffic. He's down there almost as a decoy, but they keep sensing the opportunity, but there's no shot there really for him.
Gary Irvin with the ball. Dylan Boucher comes back after going flying on the floor. No whistle. Saville working baseline. Davidson puts it on the floor, and Boucher got him. Apparently Boucher got him. He doesn't seem to think so.
The crowd didn't see it the same way that Tim Brown saw it. Might have been a nothing but ball, but that's not the way the officials go, so that's the way we have to roll with it. Here in the replay, we see the good move by Davidson, and ooh, that looks pretty clean to me.
Too quick for me. I couldn't see that, Casey.
Only in super slow-mo in my mind was I able to slow it down and see that that was a clean defensive play by Dylan Boucher there.
Davidson, he hits a free throw. Really has not been pleasant from the free-throw line for the Wollongong Hawks. Shoot about 79% on the season. And that is 6 of 14 free-throw attempts.
Oh, nothing but ball on that replay. Missed call by the referee there, but every once in a while the refs miss one, so we'll have to let them go on that time.
They're only human, the referees. Can't be perfect all the time. Abercrombie looking to get into his work, looking for his first points of the game. Kurt Penny may have travelled. No call, though. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bruton, what can he do? Fades away off the glass. Nice from CJ Bruton. Will he take control of this game?
Well, finally somebody wants to take a shot, and he bangs it home. Great penetration there by CJ.
The Breakers already on 14 fouls. And Larry Davidson is called for an offensive foul. Excuse me. It is Larry Davidson. The Breakers will get the ball back. And that is the first team foul for the Hawks as he takes a seat. And Timmy Berendorf comes in the game. That's the third foul on Davidson.
Good job by CJ there to put his body on the line, get in front of the big fellow who's trying to roll to the hoop, not let him get there, forcing the foul and getting the ball back.
Dylan goes to the hole, gets the layup. Nice work from Dylan Boucher.
Great move, takes it right at Oscar Foreman there from the elbow. That seems to be a spot where the Breakers feel they can get some offense going.
It's good to see Boucher getting aggressive on the offensive end. Saville has the ball on the low block, takes it out. Wilkinson on him, Wilkinson right up on him, crosses over on him, gets around him easily. There's Glenn Saville. That is a nice play with the big man on him.
He saw the mismatch and he took advantage of it. Gary Wilkinson's a good defender, but not quite fleet of foot enough to guard Glenn Saville.
Penny working hard on the baseline. Boucher gives it to Wilkinson. 10 on the shot clock. Bruton, Irvin on him, behind the back. Spin in the lane, Irvin falls. Shot doesn't though for Bruton. Fade away. Can't get it. Wilkinson offensive rebound. Kicks it out. Abercrombie not looking for it. Slowing it down, other Breakers. Bit of patience on offense. Nice to see. Oh, nice move. CJ Bruton left Timmy Berendorf, who came back and blows right by him, but he can't convert on the layup. Those shots have to drop if the Breakers want to get back in this game. Speaking of dropping, Abercrombie drops. Saville gives it to Foreman, and we have an offensive foul. A whistle. And Andre Lamanos is blowing up Deluxe.
They were trying to take that charge from half court, I think, and they finally got the call right as he gave up the assist. Good defensive transition by the Breakers there to take away the basket that looked like it was going to be an easy one for Wollongong.
So Wilkinson will take a seat. In comes Mika Vakona. In the 5 games they've played so far, the Breakers have had 4 leading scorers. Balance has not been a problem here, but tonight it has been.
Well, they've got plenty of balance, but it's all pretty low in standard in the scoring sheet. Nobody's really stepped up to really carry the load offensively. Don't know, maybe nobody wants to step on anybody's toes now, trying to reintegrate everybody into the team. See how long it takes for them to get it going.
The Hawks are doing a wonderful job here at the North Shore Event Centre, keeping the Breakers to just 31 points into the third quarter as Penny goes for 3. It won't drop. Saville once again off and running. Boucher is on Foreman on the block. Foreman is dying for the ball. He comes up high on Conrad. Saville looks to get into the lane. Conrad puts it on the floor. We have a whistle, and Tim Conrad travelled.
Not the guy that you want creating if you're the Wollongong Hawks. A bit of a big fella trying to dribble around, make the move, and just sliding his foot a little bit, giving the Breakers possession once again.
So can the Breakers break this 11-point lead, put it into double digits? Bruton with the ball. Tried to go baseline. Good D from Saville. Boucher puts the ball on the floor himself. Goes at Foreman. 2 points for Dillon. 4 points already in this quarter. As Braswell's checked in the game. CJ Bruton on Glenn Saville. The crowd chanting for defense. They want to stop on this end. Can they get it? Shot clock, single digits. 7 seconds now. Irvin crossover. Mikavakona on him. He'll relish the challenge as Irvin gets into the lane. Double dip shot, won't drop. Mikavakona gets the rebound.
Good defense by the Breakers there.
Here comes Timmy Behrendorff. CJ tries to drop it off. He does so to Mika. Nice offense from the Breakers. They've cut the lead to 7.
Now we're seeing him clicking a little bit, looking and finding the guys in the right spot, see if the transition can keep happening for him.
It's a pretty good unit for the Breakers on the floor. Small, but effective at the moment. Tim Behrendorff backing down Dylan Boucher. Saville for 3 from the key. Top of it, no good. Penny hits the ball up the way. Tim Conrad, so the Breakers will get the ball back.
Good defense in there on the post on Tim Behrendorff, the 7-footer trying to post up Mikavakona. Forces a deep pass, and Gonçalves had a good look, but it was about a 23-footer, maybe a little bit further than you want to take at that point, and the Breakers get another chance. Here you see Kirk Penny getting the ball and tipped away. No contact on that one, though, according to the officials. And here we see CJ just spinning baseline and doing a great job of finding Mika under the court. Easy layup, 2 points.
Speaking of an easy layup, Mika can't make it. As we're back live. Demos in the game for the Hawks. Conrad, marked by Abercrombie, switches on to Foreman. Demos has the ball again, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover, drops it off to Behrendorff, who just uses his elevation and his height to get 2 points.
7-footer too big with the right-handed hook there, nice finish.
Braswell won't drop, back of the iron. Conrad with the rebound. So the lead is 9 now for the Hawks. Breakers mini run is over. As Demos gets into all sorts of trouble at half court, flicks it off to Kirk Penny, who is absolutely monstered and has called for an intentional foul. And he hears it from the North Shore Event Centre.
Tough foul. Tyson Demos knew he had to take away the layup. Tried to get some good hard contact. I don't know if Kirk Penny really got fouled that hard, but he did a great job of selling it to the official. Nothing you can do there except fall down. Probably a good call. Can't foul him from behind that hard when he's got no way to defend himself. Going to the line for 2 free throws and possession. Maybe a big break that the Breakers needed tonight.
Well, Penny is wearing that right elbow sleeve. Is it for looks, or has he got a bit of an arm injury?
I don't know. Either way, it works, right?
Yeah, it works. Works for me. Anyway, Kirk at the line.
I think mostly he's worried about keeping that shooting hand hot when he came starting on the bench tonight. So he's always got to keep that shooting arm nice and warm.
He's one of the quickest release guys who play the game. Likes catching the ball about chin height and just gets it off in a split second. So he hits both free throws. The lead is 7, and the Breakers get the ball back at half court after the unsportsmanlike foul. It's clobbered was Kirk Penny by Demos. Maybe it's the spark they need for Kirk Penny as he works tirelessly off the baseline. Nice pass from Dylan Boucher to Mikavakona, and he walked the head fake, but he also faked himself out and travelled, unfortunately.
Defensive presence of Tim Behrendorff there, just forced Mika to give it one more extra fade. Always tough to get it over the 7-footer, but that time Mika unfortunately traveled. We got Hawks ball.
Well, we haven't had a timeout in a while. 7-point lead for the Hawks still. Coach is just letting them play. Plenty of rotation on the subs for the Breakers. Irvin with Abercrombie on him. They've kept him pretty quiet tonight, Gary Irvin. Just as I say that, he gets in the lane and gets another 2.
The switching defense not quite as effective as the Breakers needed to be. Got the mismatch that he wanted and was able to hit the floater.
8 points for Gary Irvin. Foreman leads with 11. Penny can't get it to drop. Foreman picks up the rebound. Irvin off and running again. Gets Braswell on his back heels. Mika up on the point guard, playing him very high. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass to Berendorf. He threw it away. 5 seconds on the shot clock, but it's a back and over.
Skip pass to skip every player on the court pass out of the corner there. Just forced it a little bit, wasn't quite in his comfortable spot, and unfortunately couldn't find any of his teammates. Whoa, where's the backdoor cut going, Oscar? I want to give you the ball.
Former teammates of the Breakers. Berendorf's played 118 games for the Breakers, and Oscar Foreman played 125. Just out of sync on that play there, though. Braswell gives it to Mika, who gives it down to Dylan Boucher, kicks it to Kirk. Kirk for 3. Won't drop. Oh, Oscar Foreman goes to the 4. And that is a foul on Mika Vukona.
Good unselfishness by the Breakers there. They're making the extra pass, trying to get the better look. Just not falling for him tonight. Just seems a little bit out of sync. And there, I think we have a technical foul as well on Mika Vukona coming down. He didn't like the call on the offensive rebound. Here we see it. Got pretty tangled up there. I can understand it. Don't know what he said to get the tee, but not what the Breakers need right now.
Probably something along the lines of, I disagree with that call, sir. As Mika takes a seat.
That's always what the players say when they're having the conversations.
So Mika now has 4 fouls as Oscar Foreman steps to the line for the technical. Good night for Oscar. He leads all scorers.
Spread it out the balance sheet for the scoring for both teams tonight. Nobody's really stepped up and taken charge. We have 2 excellent scorers in Irvin and Kirk Penny, but neither of them have really been able to put their stamp on the game as of yet. Lots of free throws here. I think we had the bonus, first of all, for the foul down the other end of the court. So he gets 4 free throws. Really bad break for the Breakers there. It's going to be pretty tough to recover from just when they were starting to flow a little bit offensively.
Wow, the lead is now ballooned to 13. And Oscar Foreman will take those any day of the week. As he takes a seat, he now has 15 points for the game. And it has been a coming-out party for Oscar Foreman and his old joint. So the lead now for Wollongong is 13. A minute 13 to go in this third quarter. Gary Irvin with the ball. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble, gets it back. 5 seconds now. A deep 3 for Gary Irvin. Air ball. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. But the clock's running down. Somebody's got to take the shot, so he takes it. Breakers needed a defensive stop. See if they can't capitalize on it.
So it has not been a great first quarter for the New Zealand Breakers. Excuse me, great third quarter until Thomas Abercrombie hits a 3.
Maybe that's going to be the one that gets this river flowing a little bit offensively for the Breakers.
The lead is 10 with 41 seconds to go. Demos gives it to Berendorf. Matt Campbell has the ball, the veteran. Demos now, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Just happy to wind the clock down. Boucher on him, 3 seconds now. Demos for 3. Back of the rim. And Abercrombie got hit in the face.
Good job getting the official to make that call there. 20 seconds left. They're going to have the last possession of the quarter here. Let's see what they can't bring out. Get a little spark offensively, go in, cut it under 10 would be a big, big bonus for the Breakers here after playing so poorly in the third quarter.
Yeah, not a night to remember for Tom Abercrombie. 1 of 5 from the field. That was his first field goal, that 3. It cut the lead to 10. It's Kevin Braswell with the ball. 10 seconds left on the clock in this third quarter. What can he do? He's going to go for 3. They went under the screen, but he can't get it. Irvin has the ball. 3-quarter court shot. Well short. And the Wollongong Hawks still have that lead. It's 10 points, the biggest lead of the game.
Just doing a great job of doing the things they do well. Sharing the basketball, pushing in transition, and really punishing the switches for the breakers so far. And most surprisingly, I think, doing a great job of keeping the breakers off the glass, limiting them so far to 5 offensive rebounds on the night.
Yep, the biggest lead of the game was in that third quarter after Oscar Foreman hit those 4 free throws in a row, and that really killed the breakers. But they're going to regroup.
Well, they have no choice but to. If you're going to be a championship contender, you have to protect the home court. Wollongong's known that. They've won over 20 games in a row at home, and here they are on the road doing a great job once again, wanting to tell the rest of the league that here we come.
If you end up pushing over left and he's pulling up and you're running behind him, like get up without fouling him, like you can challenge from behind and keep making plays. You don't just stand there and watch him shoot. The offensive end right now, like we've had some good shots. We've had some good shots at that end of the floor. Just got to knock some in. No problems with that. So on the fly, like on defensive rebounds, we want to keep pushing. All right, we want to keep pushing, get in some trans, get some of that punch screen. Okay. On the fours, all right, the 4 was good when we slipped, like we were wide open on that. Okay. So stay with trans on the fly. On walk-ups, look at thumbs down, try to get Berendorf's man setting it for Kirk. Kirk, you got to get a good screen set here. Whack. Once you get that, you can catch a rip on Berendorf, but then we need guys getting to receiver spots.
Conrad's chasing hard, we're going to get that.
Make that a good screen.
Were the 4 sides working for us? Or?
This one, we're going to run 4 side. This one, we're going to run 4 side. We'll make it look like thumbs down. All right, so I got KB here, I got Kirk, I got Tom, I got Dylan, okay, and I got CJ over there, sorry. CJ here, so Kirk, you come, see you want to hold, you hit Tommy, and you just give him a look on that, all right? If it doesn't go, if you got nothing, then you got CJ coming off on a handoff, all right? If that's nothing, your ISO and go for your line. Okay, so Kirk, once you go, if you don't get it, I need you to double back out of there.
Do I screen back down for him?
Yeah, you go ahead and screen back down for him, okay? Hey, stops, boards, run, shoot it, penetration. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, Andre Lamanos has full confidence in his team because he wasn't reading the riot act. In fact, by the looks of it, he feels this next 10 minutes, the Breakers can overcome this 10-point lead to the Wollongong Hawks. And he feels as though something special is about to happen because after that doomsday double where they beat Adelaide and lost big to Perth, the home environment is hopefully going to play a factor here, and these guys are going to take over.
Well, let's see what kind of mettle the Breakers have tonight. It looks like they want to get Kirk going a little bit, trying to isolate him on the on-ball pick. Just somebody needs to step up and just get it going. 40 points through 3 quarters, that's not what you have to expect out of this talented of an offensive squad.
Well, it's been a tussle to say the least. It hasn't been a great shooting night for both teams as we head into this 4th quarter. Both teams lead the league in scoring with 86 apiece. That may not happen on evidence of a 50-40 scoreline as Thomas Abercrombie couldn't get it to drop. And we're underway. Gary Irvin giving it off to Saville as Matt Campbell works the baseline. Gets into the key, gets around Thomas Abercrombie, but the shot won't drop. Foreman to Irvin. New shot clock for the Hawks. Abercrombie's on Foreman now. Davidson flashes high. Saville wants the ball on the smaller Kevin Braswell. 6 seconds on the shot clock, backing him down. Saville kicks it to Davidson for 3. Wow, that is shot clock execution.
Just dagger right there. Great job by Saville to create for his teammate, forced the help to come, and found the open shooter.
Dylan looks to attack, does Boucher. CJ, skip pass over. Penny's flashing. No whistle as Penny goes to the floor, and here comes Irvin like grease lightning, and CJ Bruden could do nothing else but foul him.
Kirk can't believe that the foul wasn't called down on the other end, went to the basket hard, tried to get the call, looked like a lot of contact, but apparently no foul. And on the other end, CJ just tries to stop the break, doesn't want to give up another layup to lead the balloon out to 15, which it might do anyway here on the free throws.
So Gary Irvin goes to the line. CJ Bruden picks up his 3rd foul. Not a great night for Gary Irvin. So far, well below his average of 23.2 points for the season. But you have to say these Wollongong Hawks, even though it's November, it's a long season, 25 games for these teams. But they look every bit the contender, along with Perth, and the New Zealand Breakers aren't having a great time of it at home. Down 14. Braswell in the lane, left hand drops, loves the left hand, does Kevin Braswell. It's his natural hand.
Bit more aggressiveness out of Braswell there. Good job taking it straight to the cup.
So who's going to step up for the Breakers? Will it be Braswell? Will it be Penny? Will it be Bruton, who's chasing Matt Campbell hard on the baseline? Tom Abercrombie gets a block. Breakers are averaging 4 a game this season. Foreman floats it high over Abercrombie. Wow.
The teardrop drops it over the athlete, Thomas Abercrombie, and nails it home.
Who said Oscar Foreman can't put it on the floor and create his own shot?
Wasn't me, it might have been you.
Certainly wasn't me. 17 points for Oscar Foreman. He is having one heck of a game.
Just really trying to come into his old building and stick it to the old team, which is what you want to do when you come back from the new college.
All right, let's go down to Dennis Katsanos.
Well, I'm with a huge Breakers fan, Ivan Cleary. Ivan, what brings you to the game?
Well, I just don't get out enough. I came out here a couple of years ago, but I've always wanted to come out more. And my daughter was dancing here tonight, so it was a good excuse to come out and watch the boys.
The Warriors pre-season training has started. How's it all going? How's the preparations for the new season coming along?
Yeah, we said our first week over on the North Shore, actually. It's just good to get going, We've got a week next week where we've got a day on Monday where all the boys, including the Victoria's Kiwis, will be back. We'll be back for a squad as a whole. It should be great. Just good to get back into it.
I wanted to ask you about the Kiwis because, as we know, you're Australian, you're coaching a New Zealand team. When you were watching that Four Nations, where was your heart?
I've got to tell you, it's a bit weird. It's you can't change who you are, and I'm an Aussie, but I obviously got a close relationship with some of the boys, the Kiwis and our Warrior boys, and I was really, really happy for them to win, so it's great for the game as well, so hey, it's all good for me.
Very politically correct answer. And Ivan, just very quickly, the new boys fitting in okay?
Yeah, they are, they came over a couple of weeks early, so they're just logistically getting their heads around it, and they're fitting in well, and looking forward to a nice long off-season.
Ivan, thanks for your time and good luck for the upcoming season.
Cheers, James. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
So Kevin Braswell dropped in the layup as Oscar Foreman goes to the cup. 2 points for Oscar Foreman, 19 for the game, and he's having a very special evening.
Ball handler extraordinaire.
Boucher gives it to Bruton, gives it to a cutting Abercrombie, who's fouled by Oscar Foreman. Nice passing from the interior of the Breakers.
Plenty of unselfishness tonight. Both teams are trying to find the extra guy, but unfortunately for the Breakers, only Wollongong's been able to convert at a high percentage. But what was Oscar Foreman doing there with the behind the back move at half court, coming to the hole, and finger rolling it home?
He is an offensive maestro tonight, hitting it from deep, play up on him, and put it on the floor. He'll float them in, he'll lay them up. He's having a nice night as Oscar Foreman, as Thomas Abercrombie hits the free throw. Mika Vakona's coming in the game for Dylan Boucher. Takes a seat. Still, though, lead is 13. The Breakers have only scored 45 points. Make it 46. It has been a very, very ugly offensive output from the Breakers tonight. There are no kind words, unfortunately. Usually, their offense is high octane. One of the better scoring clubs in the league. Foreman, down low. Won't drop. Bruton has the ball, brings it up over half court. Matt Campbell on him. Makes the move on Campbell. Nice D from the veteran. Abercrombie for three, though. Just won't drop for Thomas Abercrombie. And Andrew Gaze, he said if Tom Abercrombie gets that shot, he develops it. If it drops more consistently, he could go places. But unfortunately, it's not happening tonight for the swingman.
Just not his night tonight, just a little bit off, but still the effort's there. Unfortunately, just the execution not where you wanted to be. Great job by Mika Vakona there on the offensive glass, though, to get the Breakers another possession.
So Braswell inbounds the ball. Coop Penny, not the way they probably drew it up when they run it at practice, but still, the Breakers have it. Penny sized up Davidson, puts it on the floor, tries to float it in. Foreman just cleaning the glass. Absolutely owning the rebounds tonight is Oscar Foreman.
He's come with a chip on his shoulder, and he's playing with really good enthusiasm, doing a good job defensively and offensively.
So they just want to wipe down the ball. 6 rebounds for Oscar Foreman tonight.
Controlling the boards.
Just owning it. Bit of spray and wipe. Bit of Mr. Muscle cleaning them up. Leading rebounder in the game. Sorry, Thomas Abercrombie is. Just feels like Oscar Foreman is. He's having a heck of a night. Gary Irvin, Hanari's in the game. He's on him. Tries to initiate the contact as the shot clock expired. But Glenn Saville just got the ball, and they're setting it up again.
All the breaks seem to be going to the Hawks' way right now.
Foreman, why not? Why not Oscar Foreman? 21 points for Oscar.
His version of the Kareem skyhook over the middle there just takes it over the smaller point guard.
Nice dish from Coop Penny. Braswell in the lane. Teardrop drops. Nice from Kevin Braswell. Lead is 12 though. No one has picked up Glenn Saville, who kicks it across to Matt Campbell, who is wide open. That is 3 points, and that is how you kill the Breakers on the transition game. Penny goes for 3 himself. Back of the iron. Vacona's on the floor as Glenn Saville pushed him. Bounce pass. Excuse me, that's Glenn Saville. Matt Campbell pushed him. Timeout Breakers. They are in all sorts of trouble. They're down 17 points with 5:33 to go in the game to the Wollongong Hawks.
I don't think anybody expected this to happen tonight. The two top-of-the-table teams were coming together to see who was the best team, and right now, there's no question about it. The Hawks have put together quite the performance, playing together, playing with passion, and just really taking it to the Breakers at the moment.
Well, let's go down and hear what Andre Lamanos has to say to his team to get them going into this game.
All right, stay together. Defensively, we need to stay up on scores, whatever happens. We need guys crashing the boards. Okay, so you're up, and Paul is up, so you other guys have got to sprint back now and find somebody to guard, okay? We're in, like red, up the floor, run and jump, get after it, make something happen, take a chance. In the half court, if there's any on-ball screens, we'll go ahead and red that as well. All right, we'll red that and get after it and get deflections and scramble after it. Offensively,
can you see us at the score bench, please?
we need to get it and go and continue to be aggressive on the rim. All right, so if you can get it and you can get that early on-ball screen here, go ahead and hit that and get to the rim, okay? If they've slowed us down, I want to try just going 5 out. Shell drill. 5 out, penetrate and pitch. Yeah, offensively, shell drill. All right, on penetration, make sure we cut into the basket.
If your man goes to help.
This one go trans flare for CJ. All right, so Gary, you set it. Okay. CJ's coming, it goes to Mika, then you turn and reset. He goes. We're looking for that one over the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, you're there. The Breakers don't want any quit tonight. They just want to keep pushing the offensive tempo, and you know he's willing to try anything. He's tossing out the shell drill offense.
I'm not familiar with that. Please explain.
Just going to toss out 5 players, just trying to create some penetration, just see if anybody can get to the hole and get something going offensively.
Doesn't sound too complex to me. Gary Wilkinson gives it to Mika Vacona, goes to work on Oscar Foreman, who drops it off to Paul Hanari after he got tied up. And Paul Hanari, maybe he can step up and get something going for the Breakers. The lead is 15. The Breakers have finally cracked 50. 65 to 50 with 5 minutes now left in the game. Can the Breakers pull it back against the Wollongong Hawks? Irvin up and under, just won't drop. Tough shot for Gary Irvin. CJ Bruden, he has the ball. Spins on Matt Campbell. Goes around him. Will it drop? No, it won't. But CJ will go to the line.
Showing a lot of aggressiveness there, trying to get something going offensively. Makes a great move. Looks like it was going to fall, but just spins out on the rim just a little bit too much English.
It's a CJ at the line. 5 points tonight for CJ Bruden. 1 of 5 from inside the arc and 0 of 2 from outside. Not a good shooting night for CJ. Trying to make something happen for the Breakers. He's been in holes like this before. You don't play 402 games in the NBL without having a few comebacks in your time, but is it a comeback too far? With 4:43 to go against a very, very good Wollongong Hawks team. 13 now is the lead for the Hawks. Glenn Saville has been every bit the professional tonight. The veteran finds Davidson in the corner, who rattles in a three. That corner three is there for the Wollongong Hawks, and Davidson is killing them.
He's doing a great job on that perimeter look right now. It's 15th point for the game.
Bruton gets into the lane. Little skyhook. This won't drop, but Mika is there to clean up the glass. Behind the back from Bruton to Braswell in rhythm. Won't drop. Can Wilkinson get it? Braswell ends up with it. Initiate the contact, won't drop. Who wants it? Gary Irvin has it. And it's 2-on-1. Bruton has to do something here. And it's Oscar Foreman who blows the dunk. And he's hearing it from the home crowd. I wouldn't cheer too loudly. He's been killing you with 21 points tonight.
Well, the crowd obviously just wants something to cheer for him. They finally got something there. A little smile on Oscar's face. He missed a cheapie there. Just, oh, not quite the reach I had.
Oscar Foreman, 6 rebounds tonight with his 21 points. Thomas Abercrombie is the high rebounder for the game.
Gotta put it down through the rim before you grab it. Grab the rim there, Oscar. It's been a while since he's worked on the dunk shot. I think mostly works in the three-point bomb.
Timeout for the Wollongong Hawks. They are up 16 points. And I'm not too sure what Gordy McLeod wants to talk about, because they're in the box seat with 3:48 to go in the game.
Well, at this point, he probably just wants to slow the tempo down a little bit. This is a lead that hopefully for them will be insurmountable. 16 points up with 3.5 left. Instead of maybe the fast breaks, they might want to go down to a half-court offense and just really control the ball. Talking it over with his assistant coaches, and let's see what he comes out with now.
What we're doing here, all right, we want to go 10. We want to go 10 to horn. Got it? So, Gary, when you come down, Stabs, you guys are just feeling out.
So I just go straight to the corner.
Just this guy here go over the top. This guy goes through. Gary, you bring it to the middle, and we want to go here. So, Gary, you guys spread when you come out. Roll this guy, lift this guy. We don't have anything. Bring him out of the corner. Ozzy, you got pick and pop or pick and roll. Whichever guy. Hey, you've got to be available here, Larry. That guy's overplayed. Get it inbound.
Who's rolling?
One, two, three.
Oh, whoever goes at
Whoever goes.
So Oscar Foreman with 21 points for the Wollongong Hawks. Larry Davidson, the next best, with 15. And he's 2 of 2 from the three-point arc. It's been a night for Oscar Foreman to come back into this building that he was so familiar with. 125 games for the New Zealand Breakers.
There really is no better feeling than sticking it back to your old team that didn't want you back this year, and he's showing them that maybe I should have been back.
So 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gary Irvin crosses over Tom Abercrombie, who bumps him. Gets the push, foul on him, and Abercrombie will pick up just foul number 1 for Tom Abercrombie.
Just been a real tough effort for Thomas to try and get involved with the flow of the game tonight. Hasn't quite been able to find his niche.
So just the second team foul for the Breakers. 2 as well for the Hawks. So 8 seconds on the shot clock. Irvin in the lane. Saville kicks it to Foreman. Foreman in the corner. Won't drop. Larry Davidson gets the rebound, though. And Saville again.
And a lot of breaks have been going the Wollongong Hawks' way tonight, but you got to give them all the credit for creating those breaks and creating their own luck. It looks like they're getting the easy tip, or maybe it's going their way, but they're definitely responsible for all of it.
So Glenn Saville recently just played his 500th game in the IINet Championship, as they struggle with the play up high on the halfway line, as Kurt Penny picks up the cheap foul. And now that's the 3rd team foul for the Breakers. And we'll do it all again.
Just really trying to create anything here. Obviously no foul trouble, and maybe even better off if they send him to the line a couple times. Wollongong hasn't done a great job from there tonight.
Demos sees the lane, loses the ball. He wanted a foul. Abercrombie can't get it to drop, but Saville in transition picks up the foul on him. Good transition break, just trying to create anything right now. Just dig a little bit of the scoreboard.
it's basketball. You never know what's going to happen. 3 minutes left. Still a lot of basketball to be played, and you never know. Maybe the Breakers can dig back into it.
Well, you're the optimist with 3:04 to go, and not a very pretty 52 points. Maybe 53. Nope. That's the way it's gone for the Breakers tonight. 12 of 17 from the free-throw line for the Breakers. As Abercrombie misses the first, hits the second. 13 of 18 now for the Breakers. Can they get into single digits at least? Can they get a stop here? The Hawks have been excellent tonight. CJ Bruton right up on Glenn Saville. They played almost 900 games, over 900 games in the championship, and it's the Breakers who come away with it. Kirk, finally a shot rolls in for Kirk Penny.
Even the easy layups don't want to go in. Just forcing his will to make the ball go into the basket that time.
Breakers now down 13. Gary Irvin just holding it up as Tom Abercrombie tries to force the ball out of his hands. He does so. Davidson has McCona on him, double teaming Gary Irvin, and Abercrombie picks up his second. Desperate to get the ball out of Gary Irvin's hands.
It's really scrambling, maybe scrambling a little bit too much there. Had the shot clock way down to 4 seconds. Unfortunately got the blocking foul, so now that gives him another 14 to run down a little bit more clock and get closer to the win.
Well, Kirk Penny gets it to roll. It hasn't been a great night for Kirk Penny. He's come back into this Breakers team and he's gone 4 of 13 for the game with 11 points. And Gordy McLeod will be very happy with the way this team has come in here and shut down this Breakers offense, this balanced Breakers offense. And it wasn't Gary Irvin who leads the league with 23.2 points a game and 6 assists, but it was Oscar Foreman who's been doing the job for them. 21 points, 7 of 14 from the field and 5 of 6 from the free-throw line. And they're starting to do the North Shore Event Centre shuffle, some of the crowd. They've seen enough with 2:13 to go on the game.
The guy on the ball, go double it. Wherever it goes, go fucking double it, get after it, take a chance. Here we go, we'll get it, run it off. Pressure on the rim. 1, 2, 3.
So, Casey Frank, things to work on, do you think, for the Breakers?
I think just finding a flow offensively. Right now, they've got all the pieces, they've got all the tools. They just have to find the way that they can work together for an optimum performance. They obviously can be a good team. They've been a good team earlier this season, but just maybe a little bit out of sync. Maybe a bit of role definition for the guys needs to happen, but not a season ending or anything like that performance. Still early days. It's going to be tough to get Kirk reintegrated into the offense, but still a lot of hope for optimism here for the Breakers this season.
Certainly is. It's only game number 7 for the Breakers. As Kevin Braswell gets into the passing lane. Gordy McLeod will be very happy with the way the Wollongong Hawks have come in here. It hasn't been a great shooting night for both teams, but they have executed and they have worked that shot clock down in some situations to perfection.
Well, the Hawks and the Hawks fans got to be thinking, well, who else do we have to beat to be named as the championship contender? You know, everybody was talking about the Breakers the last few weeks, but here now we're going to have the Hawks sitting by themselves on top of the table saying, hey, come get us, guys. We were in the title game last year, and looks like they want to do it again.
So 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in this game. The Wollongong Hawks up 13. Now it's been a night to remember for Oscar Foreman, who's come back into the North Shore Event Centre as Vicona takes the jumper. It rattles in. That mid-range jump shot is something he's been working on. And the Breakers, Tom Abercrombie picks up foul number 3. Just trying to get the ball out of the hands, create a bit of pressure, and get the lead down into single digits and force that turnover.
Not a bad foul there. You got to remember Irvin had the 0 for 3 performance from the line on the fouled three-pointer earlier tonight. So let's see what happens now. Breakers looking for any kind of little extra break they can get to just try and claw their way back into the game.
Ouch.
looks like might be found a little bit of a flaw in the game. I think before the season, up to this point in the season, he wasn't shooting too badly from the free throw line, but a tough one, 1 for 7 from the three-point line and the free throw line tonight.
So Gary Irvin is now 2 of 8 from the free throw line. Imagine if they started hitting their free throws. The lead would be a lot bigger than it is now with the 12 points. Braswell finally regathers it. It's not been a great night for Kevin Braswell either, as he's just trying to get something going for the Breakers. They all have. And it's finally a turnover of pressure defense. That's just a little bit too late, unfortunately, as the ball is jammed into the hoop.
The fancy footwork on the sideline wasn't quite enough to keep possession. Throws it down, trying to get the foul, trying to argue a call with 1:40 left in the 12-point game. I don't know, maybe you want to just let that one go.
Well, a couple of quick baskets may make it interesting, Casey, for the Breakers fans at least. And here's the man to be able to do it. Kirk, finger roll. Man, just coming up short for Kirk Penny. Looking to get those legs back in IINet Championship ANBL season form. It's the second game back for the Breakers. First home game, CJ picks up a foul on Gary Irvin. He's going to the line again.
No give up for the Breakers tonight. They're still a lot of optimism, apparently. They think they still got a chance, only 12 down, 1:20 to go. They're saying to themselves, hey, that's only 4 threes. Maybe we can hit 4 in a row. You like the odds on that one, Andrew?
What are you offering? What's it paying out on, Casey?
I am offering nothing.
Excellent.
Maybe you could just go for it. See what the TAB's got for you down there.
Well, Gary Irvin, he's not going to be happy with himself. He's 2 of 10 tonight from the free throw line.
Well, he's not too incensed about it. He's having himself a chuckle and a laugh at the free throw line, but the Hawks got to be extremely happy to be able to put this performance on without the performance they would have expected from the top player.
Kirk in the corner for 3. Won't drop. Oscar Foreman grabs another rebound. And CJ picks up what will be foul number 5, and that is the night for CJ Bruton. 7 points, 1 of 8 tonight for CJ Bruton. And not a good showing, unfortunately, for CJ as Paul Henare comes into the game.
Yeah, just another player who unfortunately wasn't able to find his flow tonight. Nothing going right offensively for the Breakers. And sometimes you're going to have those nights. It's just they probably wish they didn't have 2 of them in a row. First with the loss to Perth, and now with the loss to what looks like it's going to be a loss to Wollongong.
Maybe it should be called the Doomsday Triple. 2 games on the road and then coming all the way back from Perth to New Zealand, play a home game. I mean, they did have 4 days, I know, 5 days rest.
Well, should we talk about that or the fact that Gary Irvin just can't find the free throw line? I don't know. He's been shooting over 50% from 3 for the season, but can't hit a free throw tonight.
Well, it's been the only blemish on what has been an excellent performance from the Wollongong Hawks on the road. They've staked their claim in the IINet Championship NBL season, and they are the team to beat, whether they're on the road or whether they're at home at the Sandpit. And Wollongong fans back home watching on 1HD will be very happy with the performance tonight. As we have another whistle. Guys just hustling now.
A little push in the back from Paul Henare there, just trying to get one more possession for the fellas before the night's out.
So 72-57 with 40 seconds to go. It promised to be a barn burner, and it's turned out to be a one-sided affair. Nothing really left to say if you're a Breakers fan, really.
Well, there's positives in the effort tonight. They came out, they played a pretty tough defensive brand. Here at the end, I think Wollongong's gotten up to the 70 points, but before that, before the foul started coming on, they were still in the lower 60s, which is a really good defensive effort for a team that can score the ball. But that's why it's so surprising to see the Breakers struggle offensively in what is supposed to be their strength.
Well, the Wollongong Hawks now 14 of 28 for the free throw line. It's Tom Abercrombie. Not even Tom, the most athletic man on the court, can throw it down.
And it's just that kind of night. I think it's another one to forget for the Breakers, unfortunately. They're going to have to take this last week and maybe go back to the drawing board a little bit and see where they can't go from here.
Well, the time is winding down. The Wollongong Hawks are going to come away with a very big win as Matt Campbell goes for 3, just to rub salt into the wound. Oscar Foreman picks up the offensive rebound, surprise, surprise. And that's it. It is all over here at the North Shore Event Centre. The Wollongong Hawks have come in with a 5-1 record that matched the New Zealand Breakers, and they've come away with a 6-1 record as they win 73-57 and have told the rest of the league we are the team to beat.
Yeah, just a disappointing effort tonight. Just wasn't there quite.